Maduck shines as Arsenal's summer signings step up. Player ratings versus Nottingham Forest. Control. Composure. Clarity. Words that have come to define Arsenal under Mikel Arteta, and on this day at the Emirates, they lived up to that identity once again. While there's still room for growth, this was a statement performance, one that reminded rivals exactly why Arsenal are in the title conversation. The return of Ange Postecoglou to the Emirates brought back uneasy memories of new manager bounce stories Arsenal have seen go wrong before. But that fear never materialized. Forest, under new management, looked flat, not just because of their own shortcomings, but because Arsenal never gave them room to breathe. Even with Declan Rice missing from the starting 11 and William Saliba still working his way back to full fitness, Arsenal were solid, organized, and commanding in almost every phase. But if one player stole the spotlight, it was Noni Maduck. With Bukayo Saka unavailable, all eyes were on the summer signing from Chelsea, and in just his second start, he made it crystal clear that he's ready to shoulder the responsibility. After showing flashes of danger against Liverpool, this was the game where Maduck truly arrived, full of confidence, likely boosted by his recent goal for England. Arteta must have been thrilled. The investment in Maduck as high-level competition for Saka is already showing signs of paying off. Setbacks and surges. There was, however, an early blow. Club captain Martin Odegaard was forced off with an ankle issue, his second home match in a row with injury trouble, and with Manchester City looming on the fixture list, it's a concerning development. Still, the team rallied. The opener came via Martin Zubamendi, smashing in a glorious volley from outside the box. A beautifully worked set-piece made even more effective by a deflection off Murillo that wrong-footed goalkeeper Matt Sells. Then came the second, almost immediately after the break, as Eberechi whipped in a low, pinpoint cross for Victor Gyökeres, who calmly finished. It was classic Arsenal under Arteta, quick, precise, clinical. Forest had a few moments, Chris Wood hitting the crossbar, Callum Hudson-Odoi nearly breaking through, but the defensive discipline held strong. Christian Mosquera, filling in for Saliba once again, delivered a composed and mature performance well beyond his age, including a last-ditch tackle that preserved the clean sheet. Zubamendi wasn't done, either. He capped off the performance with a well-timed header at the far post after a perfectly placed cross from substitute Leandro Trossard. A warning to rivals. Despite Forest coming off a heavy 3-0 loss to West Ham, this isn't a team to underestimate. They've only lost twice all season. But Arsenal made them look ordinary, and that's a testament to just how cohesive, intense, and tactically sharp Arteta's side is right now. With 8 goals scored in their first 2 home games, Arsenal have sent an early message. European competition is around the corner. A title push is very real. And this squad, bolstered by savvy summer signings, looks ready. Player ratings. Arsenal versus Nottingham Forest. David Raya, 6. Was barely tested but commanded his area with confidence. Picked up his 3rd clean sheet in 4 matches on his 100th appearance. Steady and reliable. Jurrien Timber, 7. Some lovely touches from the right back. Looks like a natural fit in Arteta's system. His link-up with Maduck is developing rapidly and showing real promise. Christian Mosquera, 7.5. Huge last-man challenge to stop a near-certain goal after a mix-up with Timber. For the 2nd game in a row, he stepped in for Saliba and looked totally at home. Defensively mature, with a crucial second-half clearance. Gabriel Magalhaes, 7. Had an early header saved and followed it up with an important sliding block to deny a dangerous cross. Solid all game. Ricardo Calafiori, 7. Much improved defensively compared to last season's inconsistencies. Some strong moments pushing forward too before being subbed off. Martin Zubamendi, 8.5, MOTM. Brought in for control, delivered 2 goals instead. His volley was sensational, and his header showed great awareness and timing. A standout performance from deep midfield. Mikel Merino, 7. Had an early chance but couldn't convert. Covered ground tirelessly, especially in Rice's absence. Made forward runs and helped close the game out as Gyökeres' partner late on. Martin Odegaard, not applicable. Started brightly but was forced off in the first half after a rough collision. Concerns over his fitness remain, especially with City up next. Noni Maduck, 8. A constant menace on the right. His dribbling, delivery, and confidence were on full display, from dangerous corners to clever crosses. Made the right flank his own in Saka's absence. Ebereki ease, 8. Dazzling footwork throughout. Had the crowd on their feet with his energy and creativity. Assisted Gyökeres with a low cross and was a consistent attacking outlet. Victor Gyökeres, 8. Strong, intelligent play. Linked well with ease and Maduk, took his goal with precision, and later hit the post with a thunderous shot. His movement and finishing are already winning fans over. Substitutes. Ethan Nwaneri, 7. Rusty at first, missing a simple pass, but grew into the game. Took initiative, made bold runs, and looked comfortable in central midfield. One of his best displays in an Arsenal shirt so far. Miles Lewis-Skelly, 6.5. Brought on to protect Calafiori. Did his job calmly, reading plays well and handling pressure efficiently. Declan Rice, 5. Had a good chance to score but couldn't stretch far enough to meet Maduk's cross. Solid but quiet cameo. Gabriel Martinelli, not applicable. Replaced Maduk late on. Didn't have much time to make an impact. Leandro Trossard, 6. Instant impact off the bench with a quality assist for Zubamendi's second. Reliable as ever. The bigger picture, what Maduk's emergence means for Arsenal. Noni Maduk's performance wasn't just about stepping in for Bukayo Saka, it was about announcing himself as a legitimate force in this Arsenal squad. For years, questions have lingered over Arsenal's over-reliance on Saka. Every knock, every international duty, every rest day sparked anxiety among fans. But against Forest, Maduk provided something rare, relief, and even excitement, about depth in one of the club's most vulnerable positions. This was more than just a good game. It was a glimpse into what Arteta has been trying to build, a squad with interchangeable quality. A team that doesn't rely on one or two stars, but can rotate without losing identity, threat, or control. His understanding with Timber on the right flank grew stronger with every minute, and his fearlessness in one-on-ones showed a player with confidence not just in his own ability, but in his place within the team. With a long, grueling season ahead, full of domestic and European challenges, Maduk could become a key figure in keeping Arsenal competitive on all fronts. Injury clouds loom before Manchester City showdown. While Arsenal will take encouragement from the result and the individual performances, the win wasn't without setbacks. Martin Odegaard's early departure casts a shadow over the build-up to the clash with Manchester City, a game that could shape the title race even at this early stage. The Norwegian has been central to Arsenal's rhythm and leadership, and losing him now, especially with Rice still recovering, would stretch Arsenal's midfield options dangerously thin. Arteta, visibly cautious after the match, gave little away about Odegaard's condition. But privately, the medical team is understood to be working around the clock to ensure he's at least available for the bench next weekend. Should he miss out, the likes of Merino and Zubamendi, who showed their versatility and chemistry against Forest, may be called upon to take full control of the midfield. A tactical shift toward fluidity. Perhaps the most striking aspect of Arsenal's display, beyond the individual brilliance, was the collective adaptability. With Rice unavailable and Odegaard injured early, many expected Arsenal to lose their midfield dominance. Instead, they shifted seamlessly. Zubamendi dropped deeper, Ease moved inside in moments, and Merino pushed forward in spells, creating an ever-changing midfield triangle that left Forest chasing shadows. The movement from the front line was equally fluid. Ease drifted wide, Gyökeres dropped deep, Maduk ran behind. It was dynamic, calculated chaos, the kind Arteta has been trying to implement since his first day in charge. And now, for the first time in years, it's working without requiring the presence of every single first-choice player. That's evolution. Title race implications. The result, and more importantly the performance, sent a message to the rest of the Premier League. Yes, Manchester City remains the standard. Yes, Liverpool are resurgent. But Arsenal, for all the outside noise about squad depth, injury risks and rotation, have quietly built a team that looks more balanced, more mature, and more dangerous than ever. 8 goals in 2 home games. Only 1 goal conceded in 4. And players like Maduk, Ease, Gyökeres, Zubamendi, and Mascara beginning to grow into the Arsenal badge, not just as squad members, but as key contributors. And crucially, they're doing it with humility, clarity, and hunger. With City coming up, the narrative shifts. That match will be more than just 3 points. It will be a barometer of how far Arsenal have come since last season's run-in, and whether this group can truly go toe-to-toe with the defending champions. Final thoughts. There's a quiet belief building inside the Emirates. A sense that this time, things are different. That this team, finally, has the tools, the depth, and the mentality to not just challenge for the title, but to win it. And if performances like Maduk's against Nottingham Forest become more than just isolated highlights, the rest of the league will have no choice but to take Arsenal seriously, not as dark horses, but as genuine contenders.